All right. Thank y'all for joining. I see y'all. Thank y'all for joining. All right. All right. Like I always say, man, let's get this over with. Got my little slippers on. You got your little slippers on. It's good to do it at home. It's good to work from home, man. It's good to work from home. But anyway, we're going to start right now. This is the Marion Ghana show with Stephen and
Susie.
and I can believe because I feel so down today because of everything that's going on with the business and people not keeping their word. And we talked about last night, it's like January and February, it's just so hard. But then the prosperity comes after because the hard work is put in year after year after year after year. And I don't know what that means, but I did a video on my show, as you heard me when you walked out the room, for Wheat and Tez. My I don't even know how to say it. My YouTube for believers. And I said, man, you gotta put in the work. And the one thing that I told you that when we did this last year and we started off in late October, early November, we wasn't consistent. So I said, everything we do in 2022, let's be consistent because no matter what you believe, consistency breeds success.
Yeah, and hard work.
Yes. Well, that's the hard work, to be consistent at hard work. So we're gonna do that for 2022, man. We ain't never gonna let these people down, no matter how we feel, how bad we feel. We ain't been in no argument since the year began. Well, we've been in one, but we was able to overcome that and forget about that the next day. Like I said, one thing I love about our relationship is even when we argue and is that we wake up, we don't even bring it up. We don't even know. We don't even remember. We can remember, but we don't hold it against each other. And we just live the next day to please each other the best way possible. And I love that. So um, today's episode is called Keyshia Coles is elated to confirm that she's a mixed race. Shares 21andMe results. So 21andMe, I believe, is just like you have a few others that's like that. Basically, you take your DNA by whatever means and you send it to them and they tell you what you linked with. They tell you you're part this, you're part that, you're part that.
Oh, you see that ancestry stuff?
Yeah, it's just like ancestry stuff. So the same thing. So with hers, let me start from the beginning as I can. Keyshia Cole is an R&B singer. She's from North Philly, right where just 10 minutes from where we're at, North Philadelphia. And she became popular in the mid 2000s, like around 2010 to 2016. She had a whole lot of hits. Good music. Take nothing from that. Then she had a reality show, Frankie and Me, and then it branched off to like Frankie and Me. She had a reality show with her and her family, dysfunctional family like most families in America, not just Black Americans, but most families. But speaking of Black Americans, she it was a dysfunctional family. Father wasn't there, so then she did a, I don't know if it was VH1 or BT or I could or OWN. I couldn't tell you what channel it was on. Yeah, the show. I couldn't tell you what it was on. But then the later show was called Frankie and Me with her mother, who was also from North Philly, and she passed away, I think a few years ago. And Keyshia Cole is like kind of quiet on the scene. She's never been like out there like that as far as speech or whatever. She just did her music and went about her way into the reality TV came along. I can respect that. You get it and be relevant in that industry by whatever means necessary. Take nothing away from that. I'm not even against that. And it wouldn't even matter if I was. But like I said, mother died some time ago, and I believe her father passed before that. I'm not sure. I looked up her father, but I don't even know what I went over. But it just gave me glimpses of her father. So basically, these are fellow Black American people. And if you look at her father, go back to the swing.
Yeah.
Let me
go
go ahead. She got to go to the swing now. Take it to the swing. because you're not going to disturb, because she ain't paying no damn bills in here. Until she start paying bills, she don't get her way. All right, let's give pause just for a second. Oh, that video, it was a Christian rapper. His name is Mission. If y'all want to check him out, that was an excellent song. I don't cry over many songs. I don't even tear up, but that song can make a man tear because we know what it means for a son to have his father in his life. So are we taking a break? I just wanted to include that, put that in there. And like I said, his name is Mission, and his son, the song is called Dear Dad. And it's ironic because I have a song that's called Dear Son that was recorded back in 2002, I want to say. But I'm going to do a whole recording session, listening party. We don't know when that's going to happen, but like I said, we'll do it at some point. That's when I was doing my show, opening for Busta Rhymes and Genuine in Jersey, New Jersey. That was, I think, in 2003, I believe, 2003, 2004 even. But I want to share that music with y'all, do a listening party, and that was the whole full album that it took over to Ghana, Nigeria, and I did that, did a lot of shows or whatever. It was called Pain is Love, basically, but had a second title. But I don't even want to get into that. I'm just want her to get back. Rookie, you're leaving me alone. So I'm going to do the show without you in a second. And also, like I said, I want y'all guys to stay tuned Monday through Friday that we're going to do this. We're going to be live on here. We'll upload either later in the night or the next day. And we'll have something special for you every Saturday. You put it in a swing?
Yeah.
All right, so I don't even know where I was at. All right, so I was at that Keyshia Cole. Basically, she's an R&B singer. She made a lot of hits. She was very successful in her career path for that. But you know, music is short-lived for most artists. 98% of artists have a short-lived career. But she actually extended it for, I think, a good 6 years. Now, we always seen Keyshia Cole as a Black American woman. But the news recently is that like I said at the beginning of the show, that she went on talking about how she did her ancestry, and she had 42 other ethnicities where she's like Asian, Indian, German,
Just like
English.
the lady we did her reaction on yesterday.
Oh, the one, yeah, similar to the Latino that we thought was Black. And so basically she went on and she was so proud that she had all these blood types in her. But in reality, Black Americans have many blood types because of slavery, rape was forced sex, and all that. We know that. So that's why I myself, when I go to Ghana or any parts of West Africa, they look at me and know that he's not born here as an African. They look at me and say, Obroni. So without saying a word, when I walk down the street, they say, Obro. When I first walked to Ghana down the streets, I never forget that.
Because of your accent.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I was just walking, and little kids was like, Obroni, Obroni, Obroni. Obroni, as you know, is your language, means white man. And for many years, I was called Obroni in Ghana, which means white man or white American. And I'm like, I used to always ask them, like, why you always call me that? Because I'm brown skinned, I'm Black. So why you always call me white man? And he said, your facial features, they could tell that you're born of white men, and your language even more when you speak. So I used to get offended by that. But then I was like, okay, it is what it is. So if y'all guys ever walk down West Africa or many parts of Africa, they're going to see you as, especially the children. And even when I told you the story, when you remember when we was staying at Love and Peace or Peace and Love, and I would go around the corner to get some food, and I would talk to the children, and I never forget it. 'Cause every time I talk, but I'll be talking to the girl behind the thing that you saw was served me, and the little kids be sitting on the side, and I'm talking to her in English, my English, and the little kids be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
You're
I'm
trying
like,
to make you?
yeah, they was mocking me. You call it Mick, but we call it mocking. So and I'm like, why do they always do that when I come here and talk to you? Oh, she was like, oh, your English sounds so funny. And I'm like, damn, they don't even speak proper English. I'm speaking proper English. They don't even speak English. But when they hear my English, they just mock me. Like, because it sounds funny to them. It's foreign to them. And they just laugh at me all the time. So I got used to it. I'm just like, it is what it is. All right, let me go get up.
You do it. Bring it here. Let me just. So what about this Keyshia you talking about?
All right, we're going to get to it. But you got to sit still. All right, what I'm going to play now, I'm going to play this clip from Malcolm X. So this clip from Malcolm X is one that many people know, and it's called "Who Taught You?" But I always say that who taught you to hate yourself? Because unfortunately, we as Black people, we have the tendencies to hate ourselves, to hate our skin color. It's like it's something that was taught down. And before that, before eugenics came along, back in the 30s, if I'm not mistaken, there was no such thing as colorism. It was all class and tribalism. So after that, which a European guy came in and went to Africa, came back to Europe, and that's when he came up with the idea of eugenics. And that was the main purpose to slavery was all around, but that was the main purpose that they decided that okay, instead of enslaving each other, enslaving other people, we're going to use this terminology in this teaching called eugenics in order to enslave people who are a different color, which were blacks, Africans at the time, because at the time, Black Americans didn't exist. So that's where the terminology racism actually comes from. And I always say that racism is not so much a personal thing, whereas it's like how should I say this? Racism is an issue, but it's more so the sin. Because one thing that I do understand is this: that when I travel to a lot of different countries, I realized that the same way that we're treated here is the same way a lot of people are treated in their own country, and they all the same colors. You know, aside from like places like India and Philippines or whatever, they have the lighter version, they had a darker version. The darker version of the majority of the people. But even Brazil, as you know, they look down on the darkest shade, but the darkest shade are the majority of the people there. And like I said, that didn't come along until they was taught that from the British rulers. And they put that around. They put that in the minds of people. And that's where the term racism actually derived from. Whereas people look at skin color now, because like I said before, that came in the 1300s. Nobody knew anything about color. We were just different tribes of people that have different shades. And that's just what it was. And are we going to get back to this, Rookie, or we doing what? Hello? Give me 1 second. We doing a show, Rookie. You could let her cry. She's not going to die by crying. Oh, man. All right. Again, I'm sorry for that. The baby was crying, and she felt it was a great time to breastfeed. So, but anyway, let me finish in what I was saying. So, what I loved about Malcolm X is that He taught a lot of truth. Like I said, I don't agree wholeheartedly with any man on this earth because we all have to understand things our own way by what we read and study and understand. We can't sit here and learn by other people. To me, Malcolm X was a great man, and he had a lot of truth. And it seems that before his passing, he was going to really change the
Sorry,
world.
guys.
And unfortunately, he was taken earlier than should be. But God has His own way of doing things. He knows better than all of us, so He understands why. And like I said, all I know is that we can look at the man. We can as they say, give him his flowers daily. Know that he was a man who really stood for his people, unlike people today who only in it for a check. This man wasn't in it for a check. This man was in it for the real deal, for the real purpose. And we know we got Martin Luther King Day coming up this Monday. And we're definitely going to do a special on real Martin Luther King, not the one that's presented to you in bits and pieces, because there's a lot that is not told about Martin Luther King. Like I said, we talked enough, and let's get to the actual topic that we're talking about, which is colorism and skin bleaching. And Keyshia Cole stating that she's a mixed race instead of just saying, "Hey, I'm a Black American. I'm happy to be Black." But I want to play this clip for you on the TV, which is come from Malcolm X. It's a short 36-second clip. Like I said, a lot of you guys already heard it, but we're going to play it again before we start and get into it.
During Dakar Fashion Week,
okay, I hit the wrong one. All right, I'm blind now. Okay, yeah, I'm real blind. Here we go.
Who taught you, please? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
All right. So that's a clip that I love from Malcolm X. And what he says is real. Why do, before I play what I want to play and show you why I'm upset, but like I said, Keyshia Cole, if you look at her pictures today, she's extremely light. You could tell her skin is bleach. But when she was popular and popping off, she had that brown skin complexion. But now when you look at her, she's like a ghost. Her skin is like a ghost complexion. So she's been bleaching, and it's like after the bleaching work, now it's like, okay, with this alone, I'm mixed. I'm a part of white people. I'm a part of Indians and a part of Asians, and it's like this is a sickness that's prevalent in all of Black people. Because, like I said, it started with eugenics, that teaching, but that doesn't excuse us still falling for it in this day and time. It's like we can't find ourselves to be beautiful as God has made us. God made the first people out of Ethiopia. So God seen it right that they were his depiction of people that should be. Yes, he made a variety of people, but since the days of Babylon, people breaking off and expanding to different countries, different continents. He did that because God loves variety. That's why we have a variety of things. We don't eat just one single food and survive off that. We don't drink just one thing and survive off that. He gave us a variety of things to enjoy, just the way he enjoys. But the source of his beauty was that from Ethiopia. But at the same time, even many knowing this, we still find a reason to look like or want to desire to look like white people. And then you have white people designed to look like Black people. Then you have Indians and Asians designed to act like black people. And I mean, it's very confusing when I look at it. Um, I want you to comment, but I'm not going to interrupt you, but I want you to look at this also. If I could find it, because it was this hair. That's the one that I went into too early. Oh, here we go, right here. I'm not going to play it all because I don't.
The damage that you caused, that you could have prevented by not doing anything. So that is just lifelong of unnecessary drama that you do not need. Okay, and it's so sad that women have to go through this all the time. Like, why do women have to suffer? Why do they have to go through so many things to try and please the world? Okay, you'll be skin bleaching yourself, trying to please who? And usually, have you noticed that the women who are trying to bleach their skin, they are trying to impress men who are dark? You are hurting yourself, becoming light in complexion just to impress a dark man, a man who loves.
Now you hear what you're saying, right? I want to
A man
rewind
who
it.
enjoys.
I heard it.
No, but I want to rewind it because listen to how she started off. Her whole video was based on giving you the best techniques to bleach.
Bath with it, and then it'll have the same effects. So I can't really go into much detail about it because I haven't heard about it. I haven't seen people using it, and I don't really know the effects. So you use the soap, bath with it every day. So I'm just guessing when you use it, when you wash your body with it, it'll just be peeling off your melanin. Hey, alright. And then number 3 are the pills. The pills, I'm just guessing. Yeah, I don't know anyone who's using the pills to become lighter in complexion. So I'm just guessing that the pills to become lighter in complexion, you would drink them every day. I don't know about the dosage and stuff like that. So maybe you would just drink one a day or 2
Pills to
times a
make
day
take your
in the
melanin away,
night.
to make you lighter.
And I'm not sure how
Basically,
long.
it's giving you
I'm not
cancer.
sure how long that process takes. But then, though, it's selling really well because I also see it everywhere in town, and I am pretty sure. I'm not sure about the price, but I'm 100% sure that you can get those pills in a packet. It could be 30, and it would not be more than 50 rand. The way it's so available to everyone, and it's every little shop in town would have it. You understand? So I'm guessing it's not even expensive. Okay. And the last one, what I said was what is it? Professional treatment like chemical peels and laser therapy. Okay, these ones mainly these type of skin lightening choices are made by celebrities or people with money. Okay, celebrities obviously they would go and get chemical peels and what is that other word again? Laser therapy to remove the melanin on the top of their skin to become lighter in complexion. And the funny part about this one is it's so expensive and you have to maintain it. Like there is one celebrity I read about, I wouldn't name her, I don't want to name her. She's doing these laser therapies and chemical pills, and she has gone from dark in complexion. She's now transparent, guys. She's like see-through. Like, guys, she's pink. Okay? She looks good, but she's pink in complexion. Very hectic.
Now, this girl, the majority of the video, she's giving people tips on how to get lighter and get beautiful, but at the same time, at the end, she says something different. So she's like kind of contradicting herself, but at the same time, it's like if you watch the Nigerian movies and the Ghana movies, you know how I would come in and you watching the movie like, oh, what is wrong with her complexion? Why she look that? Why she look like a ghost? You have all these women who want to be in the movies in West Africa and other parts of Africa, and they bleach their skin so bright and so light that it looks just so ridiculous, but they think it looks good. And it's like becoming a status quo that unless you bleach your skin to look white, that we can't hire you or you can't be in the movies. And myself, I'm continue to think that to me, dark skin is beautiful, has always been. And I just don't get and grasp the idea that why do you want to change what God gave you when He made you the epitome of beauty, but because of what you heard from someone else was enough for you to want to change your skin color?
Hmm. This is nothing that is new. Everyone knows that it's something very common. Black people want to be white people want to be black, and all that. Remember the machine you showed me at the gym?
The tanner, that was to make people darker because a lot of white people go in there to tan their skin to give them that sense of dark tone to their skin.
Yeah, and then you remember this white lady that we watched her video? She wanted to be black,
The one with the
and
big boobs, yeah,
then
she's all on social media. A
and
lot of people know her in the news.
she was like, white people, if they wanna have the complexion that we have, it's gonna be like dirt on them because it's not gonna be that perfect and clean like ours naturally is.
But vice versa, yours are females and sometimes men. Skin ain't gonna look like white on them and just look ridiculous. Look
Because
nasty.
that's
Look,
not how you were
remember
born.
that boxer? What's the boxer? Banku,
Buku Baku.
Buku Banku in Ghana, and he was a boxer most of his life, and then he's on YouTube with his skin so bleached and all these dark spots.
I never knew you know Buku Baku.
I know more about Ghana than you should ever know. I'm a
I never knew you knew him.
Come on now. I'm the one who introduced you to Igwe Tupac.
Yeah, okay.
I introduced you to Igwe Tupac. Did I not?
A Nigerian?
Yes.
It's
So,
so funny.
but what is going on with this colorism? And you could tell me what's going on with it in Africa, and I can explain what's going on with American women.
With Africa, sometimes we are our own enemies. Those who surround ourselves with your own friends who make, there's this model. She's dark. When I said dark, she's super
The one
dark.
with the short hair.
Yeah, and she's
I know
so
it. She's beautiful.
beautiful. She's like one in a million. You can never find a color.
She's not one in a million because there's many in Sudan like that.
Yeah,
But she's just
Sudan,
the one.
right.
She's just the one that they brought out and made public. That's the only difference.
Oh,
So don't say
yeah.
she's one in a million. There's many throughout Africa who have that complexion.
No, like the
From real villages.
texture of it.
Yeah, because
Very dark.
she's from an actual village that has been untainted. When you go to Africa and you find a village that's untainted by the rest of the world, you will always find that complexion. She's just the one that they chose out of that vicinity and say, hey, look at this. And the rest of the world look at it like, oh, look at her dark skin. It's so beautiful. It's like midnight. It's shiny and everything. That's how mankind was made in the beginning. That's how you will go to these rural areas throughout all parts of Africa and villages of people who've been untainted. They didn't have missionaries going in there sleeping with people. They didn't have all these Portuguese and everybody else mixing with them through slavery. So there are still, although small, minute societies like that, they still exist. So she's not one in a million. It's just that we see it and we look upon it and we're like, oh wow, look at the beauty. But that is a prime example that God made us beauty. Mankind took that because mankind, anything that God does, mankind manipulates and does the opposite to try to tarnish what God has already made, true and pure.
Right.
So that's why even the Bible says Solomon was dark and lovely. It didn't say, but Solomon was dark and lovely apart from everybody else. It said that he was extremely dark. Even though they were dark, Solomon was an extra version of dark, just like the girl you're talking about, and lovely. And that was seen as a praise upon anyone being that dark. Because the darker you were, the more lovely you were seen, just like David, just like all of them. David was dark. Abraham, they had this things that we can't even fathom today, but they were seen in biblical times as being so beautiful. Because that was before Europeans took over everything, before the Greeks ruled and Babylon took over. But like I said, black is beauty. Everyone is beautiful. There's beauty in all races. So if there's beauty in all races, no matter who you are, why do people feel the need to change their skin color to fit into another society. Let you be who you are and let your beauty shine in the society that you are in.
Right.
That's what makes sense.
Right. And the real beauty is what is inside you, what is within you. That's the real beauty.
We
That's
know
what
that, but
defines
we're,
you.
we're talking about something different. We're talking about the outer.
No, but sometimes it's the society, that same society, the way they make fun of people's complexion, the way they mock you, the way they trying to make you feel like you're not part of them. So either you know who you are and you stick to it, or you're trying to please them. So that's what she said. Why would you trying to please some people when it is going to affect you? You see what I'm saying? And there are men like that. There are men that have beautiful dark skinned women, but because they can't zip up, because they can't be real,
So why had a woman in the first place?
they can't be real. They always have to make fun of. It's not just the color. It's sometimes your height. Sometimes it's what do you call it? Your sickness, how sick or thin you are. There are a lot of things that people make fun of that people can't stand it. So they just
All
have
right,
to
but that doesn't
do
give
it.
you, that doesn't make it right to go out and try to change your skin color. We sticking with skin color because it's based on Keisha Cole changing her skin color to try to fit into a white society that won't accept her regardless of what she does.
And you know what? If you are black and you keep doing that, no matter what, you are still black.
Yeah, you're going to be treated as a
You
black.
as if even if you are spotted in thousands of white people, they will still see you as black.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point?
Your mother is black, your father is black, so you're black. Even if your mother was white, just like Tiger Woods' mother is Asian, his father's black. You're still black. Genealogy is determined by the father, not the mother. Because remember, when the seed is planted in the womb of a mother, it's the blood of the father that activate the sperm. But it's still the blood of the man that's flowing through that sperm, not the blood of the woman. So whatever your father is, it's who you are. If your father's black, you're black.
Yeah.
And in actuality, we all are African, but we're just dealing with today's society and how they think. So if your father's black, you're black. There's no way around that.
Right.
And I just don't think that it's good for this lady to go out there and be so elated and talk about how she found all these different backgrounds or races inside of her. Look, man, I know backgrounds from my my great grandmother or great grandfather is not from this country. I know he's from, but I'm not going to say because I could sit out here and say, "Oh, I'm part this, I'm part this, I'm part that." That's why a lot of people see my face, my thin, and my cheekbones, and they look at me as different. Especially, now I've cut my hair, but it's like I came to the point that I say, you know what? Regardless of what you think or see, I'm a black man, black American. I was brought up in a Irish home and with an Irish man and a black woman and a black home. So I was brought up. My cousins, they were born from a white man. Most of them look white, but they born from my aunt who was black. When I grew up at 31st and Tasca Projects in South Philadelphia, I remember that when I was a kid, I used to always have to fight. But when I was a kid, we used to always fight the white boys and fight everybody else inside of the projects. I remember what it was like in the projects in Pierce Drive. I grew up at 3003 F Pierce Drive. That was my address. It was like a little circle. Then you had another circle, another circle. It was 3 projects: Mountain Drive, Pierce Drive, and Patton Drive. So when I grew up in Pierce Drive, it was like these little compounds, like you see in Ghana. When you say compound, it was like a compound, but around it was nice homes, nice playground, all by white people. And walking outside of that compound, I always say to myself, why can't I be just like them? Why do they just have it? You understand? As a kid, I couldn't understand it. And even as a kid, that kind of led me dealing with a lot of white women, like white girls. I was a teenager, so not women. But as I got older, I started to understand myself. No mother, no father, may I mind you. I grew up with no mother, no father, kicked out the house at the age of 15. But even then, I started to understand who I was. I started to understand, you know what? I want to be with a black woman. I want to reproduce black kids. This before any of this pro-black, B1 stuff, any of that. I had already had the mindset that I want to produce kids that look just like me because of everything that I've seen. I didn't understand why they should have it, but I wanted to build something different and do something different and be something different amongst my own people, amongst my own self. Not even for my people at the time, but for my own self. So I don't see no excuse for people wanting to be something other than them. Even when it came to you, I said I wanted our daughter, all our kids to have my complexion. She has my complexion. And I thank God for that. And I'm proud of that. That's what I want. I don't care about looking like somebody else that I'm not. Why do we do that as Black people? Why do we always want to be what we are not? Why do we always feel like we gotta look like somebody else to be accepted? Why can't we just be ourselves and say, this is who God made me, so this is what I'm going to work with, this is what I'm going to be proud of, this is what I'm going to take to the very highest extent that God would allow me to take it to be something productive so that I could be seen by the world as, hey, Black is not only beautiful, but Black is something that's productive and it's productive people. Whereas we're going to do for ourselves, we're going to be independent of ourselves and not worry and depend on whatever anybody else is doing. But we don't do that today. And that's my gripe with Black people. That's my gripe with a lot of people. You an African. I'm a Black American. I'm darker than you, but you're pure African, but I'm Black American. But yet my skin complexion is darker than you. So that means that you had some things going on in your tribe. I'm just saying. You had some things going on in your tribe more than I did. Because missionaries came over there, they might have interacted with you more than the slave masters interacted with my people over here. I'm just saying. So.
No. Yeah, the moment you do that, you change your color scheme. It means you don't even accept who you are. So you want to be everybody else. That means
You can't know yourself.
At the first level, you're already denying yourself. You don't know who exactly you deny yourself. That means you just out there. You can be anyone. You're just trying to be everybody else, but not who you really are.
I forget what the voice part is on here. Because I was going to pull up.
This 21st century trying to place people.
Not just the 21st. It's been around.
Placement, but it's not as serious as now. Like the pills you say. I never knew there are pills you take and your color is going to change.
Yeah, well, don't go get them.
That is very serious. I think that is way serious.
Do you know that Black people are the only people on the face of the earth that could birth an all-white baby with blonde hair and blue eyes?
I know, right?
Do you know Black people could birth the first dynasty in the first empire in all of China was Africans. A lot of people don't know that, but it is. So Black people are the only people on earth that could birth children that don't even have their skin complexion, hair texture, or eye color. No one else. 2 white people cannot birth a Black people. It's never been done in the history of mankind, but it's been done many times by Black people. It shows that we are who we are. We are God's chosen people.
It's just something.
All right. So why not be appreciative of that and say, God made me to be something so special, so strong, so whatever. When you do that and you bleach your skin and you try to take your melanin away, what you're doing is you're saying, God, you made a mistake. And not only that, even if you don't believe in God, you're determined to take your own power away from you. When the enemy can make you take your own power away from you, then you're worthless. He doesn't even have to worry about you anymore because you're worthless. You're already defeated. You're defeated. You have no purpose. Your purpose have already been overridden.
He's not going to waste his time.
He's not going to waste his time on you. So for this Keyshia Cole nonsense, man, for her to be out here, even if what she said is true, I'm not going to say if it's true or not of her dean. They come back to what they said at what it's called 21andMe results. It doesn't matter because I could go do the same. I probably would get just as many, if not more. But to me, it doesn't matter. So I'm not even going to go through that. I don't even want to hear it. All I know is I stand as a Black man on this earth because no matter what happens, no matter how I choose to identify myself, the world is going to see me as a Black man. So that's what I'm going to go in with because that's what God wanted me to be and wanted me to get through this life is being a Black American Black man. African man, African Black American, whatever you want to say, but as a Black man. And you know what? I'm so proud of that. I look at my life. You could take everything away from me today. I would never regret being born in the color skin that I was born in. To me, that's a blessing because I know that apart from my skin, God has indwelt my people with his spirit. His spirit is not in a lot of other people, but his spirit is in the people who are my color. That's why, even though we're deceived easily by the world and false prophets and all that, but his people who look like me, he called his own. He wants us to come to him. That's why we have a spirit of forgiveness more than any other people on earth. That's why we have a spirit that's always wanting to draw closer to God, even if those who out there are deceived or whatever. It's something in them that makes them believe in God versus everyone else. So we are a special people, a peculiar people. We are loved. We are special and loved by him more than anyone. And I'm not saying it to be biased to say that, oh, God doesn't love everybody else. God loves everybody individually and the same because they're his creation. But he picked and chose a people that he said, I'm going to choose these for my special people. And that's us. So we should be proud of that. There's no way in the world that we should be looking at ourselves and wanting to change our skin color to look like someone else, especially when you try to change the skin color to look like the very people who oppress you. And I'm not saying this all, because like I said, you know the family, you know my background. I don't generalize and say all people this way because I love people I have people in every color that I love and I feel for. And I go out of my way for. But I'm talking about as a group, as the general group. Why would you want to make yourself look like the same people who hate you? That makes no sense to me. It makes no sense.
You said black people are so forgiving and they are
Too
so
forgiving.
hospitable. How do you say?
Hospitality.
Like, hospitality. There's so much hospitality and that's why everyone steps on us.
But black people was taught the wrong way because they was taught the Bible. They was taught the Bible backwards. They wasn't taught it forward. Even when the Bible talks about forgiveness, it has nothing to do with forgiving those who are outside of your people. He was talking about, that's why when the Lord talked, he only talked to the Israelites at the time, the Hebrews. He spoke to them about how to deal with each other. He never said that about anything else outside of them. When he said, love your enemy, because people, we amongst ourselves, we constitute ourselves as enemies of each other. Israelites was killing Israelites. That's been going on since the beginning of time. But when it came to other nations, he had them kill them nations. When he would bless them, he would have them kill them, take them over and destroy everything they have, destroy man, woman, and child. So when God said, forgive enemy and love thy neighbor, whatever, and all that, and turn the other cheek, it was against your own people whom he has chosen. It was against each other so he could continue to not only just correct us, but bring us along to where he wanted us to be. So when he said that, it had nothing to do with other nations who didn't look like us. It had nothing to do with that. And nobody could point anything out on the Bible that would show anything different. So we get so misguided by these false preachers and these hellish, pork chop preachers that tell us, oh, love everybody, turn the other cheek, let people just run on. No, God never said that. Christ was only talking about how we should treat each other. That's why he said that I came from the children of Israel. He didn't say that I came for the nations at the time. Everything would be branched out and be given. Salvation was given to all nations, of all people of the land, all nationalities, all races, all that. But that didn't come until Paul came along, and he came to Paul. But before that, it was only talking about the nation of Israel, who were the darkest race, one of the darkest race of peoples on the face of the earth at the time. And that's why the Romans hated them, because the Romans looked different from them, and they found that a way to look at them as being different, being lower than them. But if you really want to talk about eugenics, it started back in the Roman days. But not to get too far off the subject, like I said, man, this video is about that. I don't think that people should ever bleach their skin. I think you should look like what you're supposed to look like, and you take pride in it.
I think you got it. That's the whole thing. You just have to be happy and be proud of who you really are. You don't have to be so focused on what other people think or see of you, because you will be just living a life full of lying. You'll be everything you do, you're trying to please the world. What about you? You're not living for them, you're living for yourself. So
You can't live for yourself when you bleach your skin because you're living for someone else, other people. Like I said, man, my skin color to me is a blessing. I love it. I love it. But like I said, that's what we wanted to get through, and that's what it was. So Keisha Cole, I hope if you're not listening to this, you listen to somebody, and fix yourself, sister, because we love you because you're still one of ours. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you constitute yourself to be on that party, then it is what it is. We just move forward. I mean, that's just what it is. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people ain't going to be on the right side of the gate when they wake up from their sleep. But we're going to leave it here. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow's Umar Johnson dedication day.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday already. So every Friday is Umar dedication night. So yes, we're going to go all in.
Oh my
And
goodness.
oh man, it's going to be fun. So you guys definitely want to be here. You definitely want to be here. Umar Johnson dedication night tomorrow. So Umar Jim Jones Johnson dedication night. Hit the, you know, I got to throw in my special the Cash App shirt. Hit the Cash App shirt. But I hope you guys enjoy the show, man. Once again, this is Stephen D. Lyles with
Susie.
This is a Marion Ghana show. I want y'all guys to like, subscribe, and share, because the more y'all share, the more subscribers we get. And when we hit 10,000, y'all gonna be talking to us directly. Every single night, y'all gonna be talking to us directly, and we're gonna have an overtime show that y'all we're gonna get it in just face to face. All right.
Peace.
So, like I said, man, y'all if not for y'all, we can't accomplish anything what we're trying to do. It's going to take y'all. It's going to take all of us. But you have to start it. So we all got to start from somewhere, man. All got to start from somewhere. So we're here. We came back from Ghana to build something, bring something to the table, and show that, you know, we want to build our reputation as being trustworthy people that our people will depend on to do as we say we want to do. So once again, man, I love y'all, and every description. I don't know what the Cash App button now, but anyway, listen. Also, in the description box, I'm going to put Marion Ghana, if not tonight, tomorrow, and every video. If you want to learn about the investments that we got with the Kente Factory coming up, that's going to be in the description box, or you can go to MarionGhana.com, or you could go to WeFunder and punch in Marion Ghana. And if you want to visit Ghana and you don't want to have to pay for a beautiful home that's going to cost you several $1,000s to stay for a week, 2 weeks, or a month, contact us. We're going to hook you up with our home. We want to make sure you're comfortable, you have everything you need, and you're not going to spend a lot of money. We got you. We got you. We got a trip coming up this December. So I'm working on that. Just stay with us. Love us as we love you, man. Be blessed, man. We out of here. We out of here like last year.